Recording. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of This is Oklahoma. Mike Hearn here, your host, back with another episode. I have Ashley on the podcast today. I think Ashley has everybody's dream job, every kid's dream job right now anyway, and I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it full-time either. Ashley is a YouTuber, and people listening, you're probably thinking, oh, Ashley's, just graduated high school or something. She's like, got 1 million followers on TikTok. No, actually is a mum, works from home, and like I said, has plenty of people's dream jobs. Thank you so much for taking the time out and coming on the podcast to share your story.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So before we get to the YouTube stuff, because I'm super fascinated about it. A lot of people are. I'm sure you get a ton of questions. How to start? How do you get to where you're at? All the time. But you're up in Owasso right now. So thankfully over Zoom we can do this. But so you're born and raised in Oklahoma, or like how do you get to Owasso from?
Yeah, so I was actually born at the Claremore Indian Hospital, and I lived in Tulsa until 3rd grade. So 4th grade, we moved out to Owasso, and I've pretty much been here my whole life. I've left to attend UCO down in Edmond for about 2.5 years, and then I came back to get married because the guy I'm married to, we actually met in 7th grade at Owasso High School. So pretty much born and raised Owasso girl for the most part, but definitely always been an Okie girl.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're more Oklahoman than I am. I'm from the UK, so.
I love your accent.
Get that a lot. So that's really cool. Not many people can say that they married their husband who they met in 7th grade. That's a great story. I'm sure that we could go into a long time talking about that, and I'm sure you don't want to bore anybody with that story either. So when you went to university, was it like a kind of thinking creative straight away? Were you into like creative stuff?
Not at all. My goal was to get married and be a stay-at-home mom. So I always told my dad. And what's funny is he sent me for 2.5 years, and then I ended up coming back to marry the guy from high school. But yeah, I always thought I was there to get my MRS. I was going for like early childhood education because I thought, hey, I wanted to be a mom. Let's go learn all about kids. And I have a baby that was like non-textbook in every way, shape, or form. So I always thought it was funny that everything I learned never worked on my child ever.
Yeah, that's
I never dreamed or wanted to be on YouTube at that point. I don't even know if YouTube was a thing at that point.
Yeah. So you graduate UCO with a thinking of going into education then?
Yeah, I actually didn't even graduate there. So I was halfway done, and me and Chase started talking again. He ended up proposing. And so I moved back and finished up what turned into a bachelor's. I had to lose all my credits, and I got an associate's here at TCC, like in Tulsa. Yeah. But I went for 4 years. So it was one of those, I knew I could stay down there and finish my degree. And he was going to move down there with me, but I didn't want our lives to get started there. I wanted it back in Owasso. So this is where we came back, and I've never regretted it. It was the best decision. So
yeah, definitely. And then obviously, when you start having kids, there's nothing better than being close to family and having grandparents, family and parents to take care of the kids. I want to do it myself. I don't have to deal with that yet. We have 2 dogs. That's about as far as we're going right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So, at that point in life, you come back, you get your associate's degree and you're doing this kind of thing. Are you still thinking, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, or like what's work like? And I mean, what is YouTube a thing at that point?
I think it was, but I didn't know it. Like, even when I had my daughter, like, I had to come home on my desktop to announce we had her on Facebook. Like, we weren't even on the iPhones yet. So that really ages me. But yeah, at that point, it was just, I was going to work and get Chase through school. So he was getting his double major through OSU, so the university. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to work. So I went and started being a nanny because I had my associates in child development. I met some amazing families being a nanny. It made motherhood so easy because I had seen it all. But as soon as I got pregnant, about 3 or 4 months into my pregnancy, that's when I quit. And I was like, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. And that has always been my dream, and it was the best job I ever had. So, and that was where I thought my little story would end. But little did I know YouTube was coming around the corner.
Yeah. Like how, I mean, how does it happen? Like, how do you just start? Had you always had an interest in making videos and stuff, or was it just more of like, I'm posting funny things on my phone to my story, and someone just says, I think you should make videos?
No, funny story. I never even was a poster on Instagram or YouTube. Like, I was one of those that I never wanted to be like showy or brag. So I was very careful, like what I put out there. And my husband we've always been a one income family. And so I always just found these side jobs of how to get us through, because we're huge Dave Ramsey fans. We're not going into debt. Mm-hmm. Now we have this little girl that wants to dance, and I would buy furniture and paint it and sell it to make dance money for the month. I would sell my clothes that I bought in college, and I've always been a cleaner and an organizer, and everybody would come into my house and just say, your house is so clean. How do you do this? Or how do you stay so organized? One day I was watching like a makeup tutorial on YouTube, and it switched over to a cleaning video. I watched those videos for about a year, and I kept thinking, I could do this. Like, I could totally do this. I know more than you. Like, I can do this. And so December 31st of 2017, I thought, you know what? Let's do it. And I filmed a video from my phone and edited it on my phone on iMovie and posted it. And here we are 2.5 years later, and it has been an insane ride. Like, insane, crazy, wild ride.
Yeah. Like, and for people listening, the channel is called, Til Vacuum Do Us Part. We have 122,000 subscribers right now. You have 35,000, almost 36,000 on Instagram. And like I said, it's probably just become this thing that never intended to be. Like, you never expected this, right?
No. And you always hear those people like, find something you love to do and make money at it, and you'll never have a job. And I'm like, so I'm a cleaning lady. Like, I'm just gonna have to
I just clean my own house.
Which I did, but I'm like, that's not gonna change lives. Like, and I always told my husband, like, God gave you all the talents and the gifts. I didn't get any. I've always said that. I've always said I'm just a stay-at-home mom with no gifts. And I'm like, here I am, just to all you stay-at-home moms watching that can only clean your house well. Like, you can still do amazing things. Like, you have a gift inside of you. So just find it and find a way to make money at it. And if I can do it with cleaning, you can do it with absolutely anything.
Yeah. So when you upload that first video, I mean, and I've uploaded, I think, some of the first videos that I've done to camera, and I'm still nervous about it. And editing's worse, right? Because you're still conscious about what you're saying. I mean, unless you really believe in what you say, there's, or very good at what you do, there's always that like initial, do I really click this to upload it? What are you thinking when you upload that video?
First off, that video is terrible. So if anybody goes back and watches it, just like go watch a later one later on too. But I was so nervous. And then I got to that point, I had a million reasons on why I shouldn't post it. I feel like Satan really attacked me. And then I thought, I only need one to try. Like, if this is my intentions were to work a few hours a week and make a couple $100s a month. With all honesty, I was trying to make lash money. Like, I just wanted lash extensions when I started this. I just wanted that fun money as a stay-at-home mom. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell family or friends. And if it crashes, nobody knows. And that's actually what happened. The first 3 days on YouTube, I couldn't even find my own video. Like, I knew the name of it. I posted it. I couldn't find it. So at that point, I thought, this is never going to work. And then all of a sudden, those views just started doubling and picking up. And I started to realize how many stay-at-home moms are out there that just needed help or needed somebody to be across that screen. It's hard with babies at home. You have nobody to talk to. And I just could not believe the masses that were coming out to support me.
Yeah. So how long did it take for you to post a second video? Like, how long did that first one take to really make you think, oh, okay, I have something here?
So I'm one of those, I'm like all in or nothing. So that very first week, I started posting 3 videos a week. So I think about 2 days later, I had already posted another one.
Sure.
So about a month in is when I made the switch, and I was like, we're going to do this. Let's do it. And I started posting 4 videos a week, which was so much work, but I feel like that really helped to grow me fast because I was like all in and people could tell. It got a lot of videos out there at once. I think a lot of people just want to jump in and do one video twice a month and think it's going to help. You have to be like all in, game on for this.
Yeah, that's a great lesson, though. This for people listening that, like I said, you're either just and with and same thing with podcasts. Like, there's so many people doing YouTube channels and podcasts and just everything that unless you, like I said, you fully commit and you upload a lot of videos in, and it might not happen for after 2 years, you never know. But unless you try and commit and upload videos 3 or 4 a week, like you're never going to know. But that's really cool that you just dove into it straight away. And regardless if it was going to become something or not, you were like fully committed to making, like you said, some lash money. And if my wife's listening to this in the other room, she's probably going to bust the door down and be like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, it's so funny now that all this has happened. Like, I'm so busy working, I still do my own lashes because I'm like, I don't even have time to go get them done. So it's just funny how God works and just how everything played out. But yeah, I love it. It's kind of went into cleaning. And then I also love doing DIY nails. I love to decorate. I have such a passion, and I'm so thankful my viewers have loved that as well. And so I show them how to have like beautiful homes on a budget. I know not all of us, my goal is to talk to that mom who I was like 5 years ago. I'm at home, we're making it, but we don't have just tons of money to do tons of things. So I'm all about like going garage selling or shopping your home. It's amazing what a can of spray paint can do. So I just love showing people out there, just because you have a small budget does not mean you can't have a beautiful home or beautiful house or beautiful things. And so it's been so cool to be able to share that with so many women.
Yeah. And I bet like from an early from an early start, like you post those few videos and even some that I posted recently on just some podcast stuff that's gone, and it gets over 1,000 views and you're like, what? Like, you start losing your mind. And like now you're at like, video, tens of thousands of views and videos and the difference in, what it made you feel back then. And one day, hopefully I'll get to that level as well. But how many videos have you posted in the last 2.5 years? Do you know?
What? Would you say that again?
How many videos have you posted in the last 2.5 years?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I don't even look. There's so much with this job that it's like I put my head down and I film and edit, and then luckily I was able to bring my husband home, and he does the whole number. He's a numbers guy. So he was an analyst for a bank. He loves it. He's the one that actually makes this make money, where I just have fun with it and clean my house. So like numbers, he's got every number you can even imagine up in that head of his. But oh, he's saying 400. I've created 400 videos.
Well, I mean, that's like I said, that's 400 videos in 2.5 years. I'm terrible at math, but that's like one every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like that's serious. I mean, and you just said it, it's a job now.
Oh, it is. There's weeks that I work, 60, 70, 80 hours, but it also doesn't feel like it. And it's also so flexible. Like if I need to stop and spend time with my daughter, or if I need to stop and go run an errand, it's like I work all the time, but I can take any time off. I don't even know if that makes sense. So yeah, it's just nice and flexible. And if I want to slow down, I can pull back. I'm really bad about that. I just want to like keep going as hard as I can. But there are weeks that I'm like, okay, I need to just pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
But
what does your daughter think about all this stuff?
We go through stages. It was her idea for me to start. She was like, Mommy, you should do YouTube. Yeah. And then I think she's at 10 now, and I'm getting a little less cool. And her friends are finding out about me, so I think it's a little different. But she loves it. There's weeks she's on camera, and there's other weeks she's like, don't put me on that thing. So I just kind of let her come in when she wants to, and just kind of find the balance of all of it.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and it was the guy who was being interviewed said that he just had a great moment. Him and his wife went viral on TikTok, and his daughter's like 15 and really did not like it at all. She was super jealous that they went viral on TikTok and she didn't. Which I'm sure there's going to come moments like that as your daughter grows up. There's going to be times where.
Absolutely.
Does she want her own channel yet? Does she have her own channel?
She has begged me for one. So there's a lot of like new YouTube guidelines with kids. So she does have an Instagram account. She loves American Girl dolls. Thank you. She's still like being a kid. So we let her run that Instagram page. And then she does have a YouTube channel, but we haven't really told it to anybody. But
Mm-hmm.
she does love filming and editing. She's probably way better than me, to be honest. So kids just know more. They'll press more buttons. I'm just scared to touch stuff. So when it comes to like filming and editing, I've just definitely learned as I've gone. I've never taken a class. I've never taken a course. I just kind of watch it and I'm like, ooh, don't do that again. Or that's a bad angle. So I just kind of learn as I go.
It's, and I love that. Like, you know, you're not someone who like was just, you know, like a lot of people, like I'm not an editing person. Like I use iMovie, I don't use Adobe and all that stuff. Like the thought of it scares me, honestly, but I think I need to dive into it. And, you know, by repetition, you just get good at it and better at it. One thing that I get the feeling that you've just done is by doing this so many times, you know your process. You're not like, you know, a complete like tech person that understands editing and as a videography whiz to understand all this stuff. Like you just dove into this because it's something that you really enjoyed doing.
Absolutely. And I feel like every week I try to focus on a different area. So I'm like, okay, this week I'm going to make this look nicer, whether that be my angles or the lighting of the background. You know, sometimes I'm working on my homepage. It's just every week I find that one thing, like what can I improve this week to make my channel a little nicer? If you try to do it all at once, you're going to drive yourself crazy insane. So definitely just like pick one thing and be like, what can I do today to make it just a little bit better? And over 2.5 years, it just gets better and better and better and easier. You know, I can whip out a video so much faster than I used to be able to.
Yeah. What was that first, I guess, because I'm assuming back, you know, when you first started, obviously there's new regulations now. And I think I was looking at mine and it said you can't monetize until you have either like 1,000 subscribers or 4,000, I think, minutes or something like that.
Right.
What, you know, what was it like when you were uploading those videos? How long did it take for that first like kind of, you know, dollar sign to roll in?
It actually only took a couple months for me to hit those numbers, but YouTube was way behind at the time. And so I think it ended up taking close to a year for AdSense to actually recognize me. So that was probably the hardest part of my journey, was knowing, okay, I'm supposed to be monetized and making money off these videos, but I'm not. And I was seeing all the work and all the time. And I'm one of those that, like, if you leave me a comment, I answer it. I'm on my phone all day long. Not that it's healthy, but if somebody takes the time to write me, I'm going to take the time to write them back. And so doing that work for just months on end, if it wasn't for my husband, I probably would have quit and been like, I'm done. But he kept pushing me. He kept saying, it's going to be worth it. They're going to approve you. It's going to happen. And I'm so thankful he did that. But I think that's the hardest stretch, is when you hit that. Now I think it literally takes a few weeks, where it took me like half a year. But that was probably the hardest part of it, was just like waiting for that to go. And then once you get it, it's just like, oh my gosh, at least every video, even if it's not a ton, you're starting to make money. And then the sponsorship starts, and then you figure out affiliate links. And before you know it, it's just, there's so many different ways to stream in money. It's almost unreal.
Yeah. Do you, has someone come to you to ask for, like, because I'm, like I said, you get a ton of questions, I'm sure. Has people asked you to like speak and consult and do stuff like that?
I haven't yet. This is one of the first things. Now, the guy that bought our last home is actually a baseball coach. And so we kind of still talk to him. He teaches some course of high school. It's some type of editing course at like the Owasso High School. He has asked me if I would come in there. And I'm like, I would love to, but I know nothing about editing. So as long as you're okay with that. But he wants to see like where the students can take it and how easy it is. We just live in a really cool world right now that, you know, I have my associates in a child development degree, and I'm getting to provide for my family. And there's my husband with a double major from OSU, and he's at home helping me. So it's just like, there's so many cool things people can do right now, just from home, being families. Like, we get to be a family all day long, which I think is pretty cool.
That you're right. That's really cool. And I think just, you know, and I'm a huge fan of Gary Vee, as a lot of people are as well. And just like his skit of, you know, if you just pick something, pick your niche and go at it, and you can make money doing something that you love doing, especially when you're truly passionate about it. And this is exactly an example of what you know, I'm reading one of his books, reading Crushing It, and you're going through the examples of the one that comes to mind for me is the father and the son who, What's Inside. Have you seen that channel? So it's called What's Inside. It's amazing. Basically, the son had a like a school project, like a project, and for his project he would cut something up and, oh, let's see what's inside. So he cut this thing up and posted it on YouTube, and then just started cutting. The entire channel is about cutting things in half and looking at what's inside. And they have millions of subscribers now, and they've cut up. I think they did a thing with YouTube where they cut up like the $1 million subscriber plaque, and they've cut up snakes. I mean, they've cut up all these crazy things, like nut stuff. And I know you know when you hitting 100,000 views is a huge thing. And have they sent you your thing yet?
I got it right back here. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it on the wall. You're right. Yeah. So like it's an amazing channel, but that started from the son having a high school project, and the dad was like, okay, like let's cut things up. And now he gets to work with his son every single day.
And there's another one where they just run things, like they just crush it. I watch it all the time. You just see a big tire and you see it crushing all sorts of things. I can watch that for hours. Like, I get lost. I mean, it's insane like that. Like, who would have thought that could take care of your family? Like, that could change your life. I mean, it's just incredible.
So for the videos in specific, like, tell me about the process of how you pick what you want to do, like the process of how long is the video? Are you strict on kind of how long it is? Do you have, do you write out a script before you do it, and like planning shots? Like, we can go, deep into this if you want. Like, how does that all work?
Yeah, definitely. So for my area, every style of video is different. With cleaning videos, people like them long. So really, I try to never go below 20 minutes unless it just didn't happen and I can't stretch that video out for any way. But I try to always hit the 20-minute mark. My Sundays videos are always what I call like my big cleaning videos. I felt like when I first started, nobody was really posting cleaning videos on Sundays. They were like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, to me, I love to like clean my house for the week. So whatever you're posting, think about when would you watch that? And I would clean my house on Sunday, and I've learned people want to clean with me. So those I like to go as close to 30 minutes. I have a lot of girls in my area that will do like 2-hour videos, and they take off just because they'll crank up the music, they'll clean with you. So those don't perform as well for me. So I try to stay between 20 and 30 minutes. And I try to plan out my videos about a month in advance. Not that it has to stay. Like, if I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel like filming that, then I don't. I want to be very passionate and ready and excited to film because I think it shows. Or even if it doesn't, it just doesn't feel right. So sometimes I'll have a whole list of, this is everything I have to get clean. And sometimes I'm like, we're just going to wing it. Like, what needs to be clean today? So I always try to like name my video. So sometimes it's a speed cleaning video. Sometimes it's a deep cleaning video. So on those, I'm doing deeper cleans. We have spring cleaning videos. We're like getting down and dirty. We're taking like curtains down and vents down and moving furniture, moving refrigerators. So I just try to pick a topic so it's not just all like clean with me. I try to give it a name and a purpose. And I feel like those do better. And then I film, and I try to give myself a day for filming. And then the next day I'll do like putting all my clips together. There's been times I've had 150 clips, and that's pretty normal to have 100 to 150 clips to edit for a cleaning video. So I'm one of those, I don't just like do a wide angle and like clean my kitchen. I have one camera and I just move it over and over. So if I'm washing the dishes, I'll do it, pause, I'll run over there, move it, go back over there and wash that same dish just to get different angles so you feel like you're there with me. So that's what takes so much time. But I love for the video to be enjoyable. So it's worth it for me to take time to get all those different angles and shots. Now, if you're starting off, don't do that. Don't pull that camera back and just do what you can. And then, like I said, then that one day I edit all those clips. The next day I'll do all my voiceovers. Voiceovers can take hours upon hours. And I can typically add in my music that same day, and then it'll go live. So I'm always pre-filming. I'm always a few, like a weekend ahead of what's going on. So I don't want to be too far off that it doesn't seem real. I rearrange my house a lot, so I have to be super careful because they're like, hey, what happened? You just moved that over on Instagram. So I try to film it just a few days before, but also allow my time to be able to film it, edit it, voiceover and make it as pretty as I can before it goes live. So there's a lot more work than I ever dreamed of, but I also enjoy every second of it. Like, it's so fun to me to edit, even though I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which is great for people listening because they can start literally today.
Yeah.
You know, they pick something and they can just go after it, and the phone's so good, you know.
Yeah, I used my iPhone literally filming and editing until I hit 10,000 subscribers. So I always get the excuse of, I don't have money to buy equipment. Well, neither did I. So like, you can literally use your phone. And I don't know how many times when I got my new camera, I was like, hey guys, I have my camera. And they're like, it looks the same. I was like, oh, okay. Like, nobody knew I was using my phone. Our phones are incredible now. Like, they have amazing cameras on them, and they have a free, like, I used iMovie, and you can edit that baby. Like, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Cause you know, there's some channels out there, and I recently interviewed somebody for a separate podcast that I have, and they have, you know, they're quite a big production. And the only way that it makes sense for them is that they, you know, they don't make money off the channel. Their business makes money. But there's so many businesses that, like, or so many people that, like you said, they think they have to have all this equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to have, you know, these super crazy cameras, or even hire someone in to come and do that. And, you know, I have a friend who's very good at videography, and I just asked him, so what's your day rate? And he's like, well, I'm about $2,000 right now. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's worth a podcast. You know? So, but yeah, I love that. Love the, you know, you work off your phone, and you know, like, it truly speaks to the fact that anybody can do this.
Oh yeah, and I've definitely made little changes to help. I can't move lighting around when I'm filming all the time. I have it for like a sit down video, but we just room by room started putting daylight bulbs in, and so they're really bright, and it takes the yellow away. Mm-hmm. It makes filming and editing so much easier, because when I'm going and editing, it's already bright and light. So just taking small little changes like that can really make your video look nicer. So that was one of the steps. I'm like, how can I make my videos look brighter? I'll just change my light bulbs. And we went room by room changing light bulbs as we could afford it. And now it's made my videos look amazing. So it's just, as you go, you're going to learn tips and tricks along the way. You're going to learn what works. I have made every mistake possible, and I'm still here. Like, people are still supporting me. They've been with me since the beginning, thank goodness. And I'm so grateful for them. But yeah, it's definitely one of those, you're never going to learn it all. If you're trying to like soak in all the knowledge, do research, take your time and do all that. But at some point, you're just going to have to start and learn as you go.
Yeah. And I think that's great. The fact that, like, by doing so many videos, you know, per week, you are forced into adapting and learning, and just speed, you know, and like kind of the whole, like, just getting it out there, and just by being forced into making that decision to, okay, like, this will have to do, it's got to go out now or tomorrow, like, we're on to the next. Like, that's right. It's proof of concept that, like, just putting out, and then, you know, just by sheer numbers of putting stuff out, like, obviously, you know, you're going to get better. And like you said, you got the first video compared to the one that you're putting out now, like, they're night and day difference. But that's the entire journey that someone can watch your channel and see, like, okay, like, I can do this. And in the grand scheme of things, 2.5 years is really not that long.
Exactly. I mean, not at all. I mean, think about where you could be at in 2.5 years. Think where your family could be. So, and it's one of those things too, my office is anywhere. You know, we were just talking about, I'm like, oh, I've been stressed and stuff. And it's one of those, like, even if we want to go to the beach for a week, when the world opens back up, I can take my laptop and my camera, and we can go for the beach every week, and I can still work. I can still edit. I can still film. I can still do things. Last summer, we took a vacation to Destin, Florida. We love going down there. And I filmed a cleaning video in our condo on the beach and posted it. So it wasn't my house. It changed things up. They got to see us on vacation. So you can definitely just, like, make it work for your life. Savannah's put a few videos up. I can't do them now, but she wanted to film a cleaning video. So I let her film it and kind of work on editing. She did the voiceovers, and I got so many compliments of, like, my kid actually cleaned their room. Like, they saw Savannah clean and they went in and cleaned. So it's just, you get really creative along the way of, like, how can I make this different? How can I stand out? Because it is getting flooded. I mean, let's be real. YouTube is getting flooded. So it's figuring out what you're good at and what makes you different doing it.
Yeah. And to that point where you guys going on vacation and doing the family, you have a separate channel for the family vlogs, right? Is that
We
right?
do. Yeah, we
How'd
started
you go?
that. I learned real quickly the vlogs and cleaning didn't mix well. Like YouTube did not like that at all. So definitely stick to your niche. So I thought, okay, I never intended that channel to make a ton of money. It still does really well, but it was for my viewers that were like, I'm sick of seeing you clean. Like, how's your life? What do you do in it? Like, what are you doing when you're off camera? So we created this blog channel, and it has been so fun and just so real to share like our normal lives with us. I can show like my makeup routines, my hair routines, just us going to dinner. I can just be more real and sit down and talk to them. We talk about homeschooling, we talk about all sorts of things over there. And so that's just been a nice little outlet for me to have, that I'm not like, I feel like I'm not stuck in a box over there, and I can just be us and real with them and just kind of let them see a whole different side of me.
Right. Because you mentioned like, and and I recently heard the same thing too, was like, you've got your niche, right? You've got, YouTube knows exactly what your channel is and they love what you do. One time you upload something that's different and it brings your average down, they don't like that, and that's not good for business for you, you know? So that's interesting. And for people listening, like, you can't, it's not good if you're monetizing and you've got all your money coming in from cleaning stuff and people are coming to see you, even though it's really cool and you have 2 or 3 or maybe a few thousand people that want to see that family video of you. It's much easier for you to just say, hey, like, we have a separate channel for that. It's totally like, I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to wake up in the morning thinking, oh, this video didn't make any money today. Like,
Right.
that's really cool. And I'm sure for peace of mind for you guys, it's full creative control. Just do whatever you want on that side.
Oh yeah. It's all fun, but those days are just so much more chill and relaxed, and editing's so much easier over there. So yeah, that's definitely like my little love channel. I have fun doing those, where some days I'm like, I don't want to clean my house. So there's just some days that are hard, just like all of us. And what's funny is I'll typically turn on somebody's cleaning video to get motivated to film my video to motivate somebody else. So I do love to clean though. I'm one of those, I clean every single day. People are like, how do you keep this up? And I'm like, even when I'm not filming, I'm cleaning. Like, it's just what I do. I always tell them I feel guilty when the camera's not on me. Like when I do my whole house and deep clean and I decide not to film it, I'm like, I feel like I cheated on my viewers. Like I didn't film it for them.
And also the creator inside you is like, I just missed all this content that I have to go redo this stuff now.
Exactly.
Has there been, I don't know, I'm sure there has been, but any like big aha moments or just, breakthrough moments for you that really stand out?
I think the moments that I get to give back, I find more of my purpose on here. Sometimes it can get long. There's months where hate comes in. This job brings so much love, but with love, there's also a lot of hate. And the aha moments are when I get to talk about my faith and share it and bring others to Christ. Currently, right now, I just posted a video where I'm giving all my AdSense revenue and matching it to the George Floyd Fund. And so it's like I worked for free, but it's so nice to be able to give back to all of my supporters and people that have brought me to where I am. These are the days that make it worth it, because it's not always about that. Money doesn't make you happy. And I know I've always heard a lot of people saying that, but as a stay-at-home mom, living paycheck to paycheck, and then my life now, it's hard. It's a different balance. Like there's days I wake up and think, I just want to be that stay-at-home mom that nobody knew, that nobody knew what I was doing inside my house. And that's okay. I think you're going to have your highs and your lows, but definitely on the days like this where I get to give back, it makes everything worth it. And those are my aha moments of, okay, this is why I'm here. This is why God's put me here.
Yeah, no doubt. That's those are the, like I said, those are the moments that really make you think that, okay, like I'm actually 2.5 years I haven't wasted cleaning my house every day. Like it's actually
Exactly.
fun. Has there been I guess with having a huge milestone, obviously reaching 100,000 people, right? Like that's huge. And what is your audience like? Purely American based? Are they Oklahoma? Like what? And YouTube's great; it's all around the world. But I'm just quite interested in where the stats are, I guess, on where your audience comes from.
Yeah, there's a lot obviously here in the United States. I have a lot in the United Kingdom. I pretty much have them all over. Like people will tell me they're from France. People will tell me, just from all over the world. And every time they say it, I'm like, all I want is for you to take a picture out your front door. Like I want to see where you are. I don't want to know your home. I don't want to, take privacy away. But people are saying, oh, I'm from Israel. I don't know, just the countries that say I'm watching, the Ukraine, all different places. I'm like, can I just see a picture outside your window? Like, I want to know where you are and what it looks like. And just the fact, I don't know, I've had somebody watch and say, I'm learning English through you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to be careful. I can't say y'all.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like, oh, I watch you because of your accent. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't have an accent. What are you talking about?
I'm like, I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that is cool though, isn't it? When you look, when you're looking like, whoa, like I mean, for me, people who listen to the Oklahoma podcast in the UK, it's like my parents, right?
Yeah.
I have a few friends around the world who I don't know why, but they listen every now and then. It's just kind of funny that they do, but seeing it on the map, you're like, oh, I have one person that listens to me in this random country that I have no idea who they are. Like that's definitely something that's just super cool, isn't it? That you have this reach and you're able to post these videos and change maybe the way that somebody does something halfway around the world, and you've never met them and you might never ever meet them, but they feel like they know you.
Well, and to me, when I started putting tips in my cleaning videos, that's when I really started to figuring out, that's one of those aha moments. Like people are wanting to know my tips. And for some reason, I just assumed if I knew it, they knew it. Like I've always known to put the bed sheets on this way and to fold them down, or how to clean this stain. I don't know how many messages I get of like, hey, my mom wasn't around when I was being raised, or hey, my mom didn't teach me that, or there's just different things that we can all learn from each other. I have learned so much from my viewers. They write in, I'm like, hey, I don't like that there. Go ahead and move it above your bed to the left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. So it's this open communication of like, we're teaching each other and helping each other. Because the majority of us are just, I have a few men that watch my channel and I love them, but the majority of us are just moms and we just need help with the basic stuff. And it's just so nice to see somebody else doing it, or, hey, I've tried this. And like I said, it's definitely both ways. I've taken tips that people have shared with me and used them. And I'm always a shout out of like, hey, so-and-so taught me how to do this. So thank you for sharing. So it's just definitely like we're learning and growing together as women, because the end goal is we're just trying to take care of our families. So
yeah, what does family think of this stuff? Do they think that it's still, did it take them a long time to realize that this is actually like a real thing for you? Did they think that it was just a joke for a bit, like a hobby?
So funny story, my dad was actually, which is crazy, on YouTube before me starting fishing videos, and I really didn't think much of it. I still don't think I really appreciated YouTube or was watching YouTube. And so I don't even remember thinking much about him doing it. And then I started, and obviously I flew past him. He's been nothing but supportive. But so my parents have always been supportive. Chase's are, our grandparents, they all tune and watch. Like family that's even local and family that's far out feels like they get to just keep up with us and know what's going on, especially through our vlogs. They love just knowing, your family, but like, do you know what they do all day long? Like you really don't. They get to see like our routines all day long.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool. I haven't had a family member not be supportive of this. And so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, because I'm sure hopefully there's parents listening that, their kid may be an absolute genius on playing video games or, on Twitch or whatever it is. And like, they just don't understand it. And they think that they need to go to, and education is important, but sometimes like, and I think now is much better than I think probably when we both grew up, that like, if we both said to our parents back in the day, like, I'm going to be on YouTube, that's exactly what I'm going to do, they'd look at us as if we had four heads, and like now it's more common and it's out there a lot more, but there's still, I think probably in Oklahoma, it's still kind of not taboo, but it's still a little just not normal, right? To choose as a career.
Oh. Yeah, especially when I'm out vlogging. I'm sure people that vlog in California, they're used to like seeing a camera out in front of their face. Here in Oklahoma, I'm one of those, like, it makes me feel so vain and like conceited, but I'm like, there really are people behind this watching. Like, I'm not just doing this for fun. But yeah, it's not common here at all.
Yeah.
So when we're out in public filming, we get a lot of stares and like, what are they doing? And So yeah, just know, parents, if you're listening, like, it's a thing and you can do really well with it. So.
Yeah. Did it take a while for you to kind of get over that? Like people staring at you, like the first time you walk out and you think, okay, I have to make a vlog out in public now. Like, how do I feel? What do I do? Like, as I struggled with that. I know I definitely have.
Oh, definitely. At first, I would do most of the talking in my car, and then I would like hide my camera. A lot of the times I'd only use my like actual phone, even once I had my camera. And then I would make my husband come so he could kind of like have it down low filming me, where, you know, as the years go, you know, I'm just pulling it out. If we're eating dinner and there's an open table, I'll set it up so it can like film us eating. And, you know, we're starting to, around local towns, get seen a little bit more. So people are, you know, some people know what we're doing. Or Owassa's kind of a small town, so I don't know everybody, but you know quite a few people. And so it's more known now what I do. So it's becoming a little bit easier. But if I take off for a while, it takes a little bit getting back into it. If I don't vlog for a week or so, but then as soon as you pull it back out, it's kind of like, you know what, if it feeds my family, you know, who cares?
Yeah. That's the thing, like, isn't it? Like, this is my job. Like, this is my profession. Like,
Right.
we're in this together. This is how we feed the kids and all the rest of it. Like, it's a pretty awesome thing to have to do, and in just such a short time, you know, like you said, your husband's got a double major and he's now helping you because it's providing for the family. Like, in such a short time of 2.5 years, things can change, and you know, we never know where we're going to be. But that's really awesome that for your family, that you get to hang out every day, do what you want to do, and make videos.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And we're so thankful for it. And I'm constantly thanking my viewers. I'm like, you just don't know, you know, they're always thanking me. And I'm like, I don't know why you're thanking me. Like, you've changed my life. You've made my life different. So I will always be grateful to them for that. So we're always doing giveaways. We're always doing lots of things to try to give back, because it takes all of us. And I think that's what people forget. I could make the best filming, edited video out there, but if nobody watches it, if nobody supports me, it doesn't matter how well edited it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people feel like they have to be a good filmer, a good editor. I know some people with the best skills and they didn't grow at all. And I know others, I watch them and I'm like, did you edit that in the dark at 3:00 in the morning? And they're huge. So people don't care. They care about you. So you just have to get you across and your passion across, and people fall in love with you and not everything else.
Yeah. You know, it's like just saying everything that you just said. It's about you and it's about your story, isn't it? And that's to the point of, you don't need an amazing production or equipment. You know, like I said, your phone is good enough.
Yeah.
You know, and it's amazing. I'm a big car YouTube kind of fan. I watch a lot of car videos, and you know, there's a guy that I follow and has 2 million subscribers, and he has the same process for every single video, and it's simple and it works. And it's, you know, I love just reminding people that like, you don't have to put millions of, you know, time and all this stuff, like production, all the rest of it. Like, just do it, just start, and you'll progress. But you find your thing that you love doing, and it, you know, if it kicks off, it kicks off. But if it doesn't, at least you love doing it.
Yeah, at least you tried. I think it's one of those, at least you tried, because you never know. I wasn't even intending to get to the point, but I always look at this. This is always on me. This is my camera. I always have it with me, but it's so funny to me that this is like what feeds my family. Like, this little thing can change your world. You know what I mean? And it's just so cool that you don't need a ton of stuff. Like, this is it. This is all I got. It doesn't have a mic on it. It's not huge. It's small. I can put it in my purse. Like, this is nothing fancy. I have the flip up so I can see myself and make sure I'm in the screen, but this is nothing fancy. And even before this, it was just my phone, which I'm talking to you on. Like,
Yeah.
You don't invest a lot of money to make this possible.
What's, you know, future plans? So I guess where, you know, with, this is your job now, right? So you obviously have to forecast a little bit for the future. What is kind of your future plans? Where do you see this going? You know, you mentioned brand deals and obviously wanting to grow more income streams from affiliate links and stuff like that. You know, where would you like this to go?
It's so weird because for so long, my dream was that plaque back there, and it happened in January. That it's one of those, like, I probably should be forecasting, but once I hit that, I kind of let loose and I said, you know, God, it's in your control, in your hands. I'm going to keep filming and I'm going to keep editing. This could end next month. This could end in 5 years. YouTube's a funny thing. I have no idea when this is going to be done. I could wake up one day and my channel could be shut down. So it is a little variable and scary sometimes, but I'm just going to do the best I can and share love and positivity and kindness and support as long as I can. I absolutely love working with brands. There have been brands that have been in my home before I even knew YouTube was a thing that I'm on their website right now. Like, to me, that is just an honor. And I'm so proud that they would put my face on their brand, and I will always be held to a higher standard, and I will always be careful because of that. I've always told everybody I'm a family channel. I want you to know, if you have my video on and your babies or children are sitting next to you, that it's in a safe place. I'm never going to cuss. My music's always going to be kid friendly, and I'm just going to continue to be me. And if that takes me to the 1,000,000 plaque, so be it. If it gets me to 125 and that's where I stay, I'm so content and happy just where life is. I really don't want to push it.
Yeah.
I'm grateful and I'm blessed. So if I stayed right here forever, I would be content.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's awesome. I am super jealous. I think it's just cool that, like, and not of the cleaning part. I can't clean to save my life, and I think sentencing me to clean for the rest of my life would possibly. I would. Yeah, it would be awful.
You know, I will say there's no men cleaning channels yet. Like, that's a hot market that's going to take off.
I'm going to turn the volume down so my wife doesn't hear that. Like, there's something there. Especially you have an accent. You can do this.
Hey, nobody's done it yet.
That would be funny. Yeah, that's. You got me thinking now. My actual brain is like, whoa.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, but this has been awesome. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you just being so authentic and sharing everything that that you've done, and proving to people that, look, this is not, you don't have a degree in editing and video, and you just dove into something that you absolutely love doing, and it's just become this thing that now it's provides for your family, and you get to spend time with your husband and your daughter every day doing something that you love. Like, that's pretty much what everybody wants to do, right?
It doesn't even seem real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wake up every day, and it's an emotional journey, and I don't know how many times I've asked God, why me? Like, why did you choose me? But I'm going to do it the best I can and in his name until he ends this. And kind of to go back to your last question, I don't know where this is taking me. I always wonder, like, maybe after this I'll be an interior designer. Like, I really found my passion for that. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like God is going to lead it into something else. I know this isn't a forever thing, but I know he's got me on a journey heading somewhere. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough for your time. Giving up an hour of your day to hour of your family time as well, for just hanging out and telling your story.
We need some time.
What's that?
We can use a break sometimes.
That's fair enough. So remind everybody, what is your, like, on social media? What's the name for you to watch your channels?
Yeah, my cleaning channel is Til Vacuum Do Us part, and then our vlog channel is Ashley and Chase Vlogs, and both of those accounts have Instagrams as well, and we're over on Instagram daily. So we're over on the other ones about 3 or 4 times a week, but Instagram, I'm pretty much on there every single day, and I am happy to chat with you guys. I have videos on how I started YouTube, why I started YouTube. They don't have a lot of views because they're not cleaning, but they're on there if you want to search for them and just kind of find some resources.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody listening. I'll post all those links down below, so you can definitely go check them out, and there will be video clips from this one coming to Facebook and YouTube very soon. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next episode. Cheers.
Bye.
How was that?